No, it's been a really long time. So long, I lost my damn mic stand and I have no idea where it is at. So, without further ado, today there was a little bit of beef that went on that I thought was really, really interesting. And I wanted to get into it and react to it because I also was hoping that, depending on how I feel after watching the conversation, I might place my own bet because, you know, I'm not really a gambler, but I kind of like, you know, I like the drama and I don't mind participating in it. So without further ado, we're gonna roll a clip. And this guy, his name is Everything Finance. I've never seen him before. If you know me, I've been following Jeremy since his channel was at like 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy because now I'm past that. But it just means eventually I'll get rich too. If you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Jeremy from Financial Education is a fraudster. He's a scammer.
He already starting off wrong in my book. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just jump out the gate and start saying these claims. You gotta give people the evidence. Most people, from what I've noticed, because I don't claim to be an expert in finance. I think I know a lot more than the average American. But what I have noticed, because I do feel like I'm pretty well advanced when it comes to dating and relationships, is when I come for someone, like their ideology, right from the jump, you just can't like go at them. I never have. I always usually come out with the facts, because you say stuff like that, he's a fraud, and somebody don't believe you, it just kind of throws them off and they probably won't continue to watch your video. But Jeremy saw it, so I want to see what he's talking about. I didn't know who he was until Jeremy reacted to him.
He's an idiot. He's a moron. Add him to my list of 5 people now.
I can't help but continue to stop, because you would think the way he talking, like, he was trying to date your wife or something like that, or if you got one, you know what I mean? But to each his own. Continuing.
It's 6 of all these YouTube effing idiots who suck at investing. If you like his stuff still today, please turn off my video. I don't even want to be associated with you in any way, shape, or form, even if it means...
All right, that's it for the video. Like, nah, I'm just kidding. So you got to pick a side. No one's perfect.
YouTube will actually pay me to have you watch my video. That is how much I hate Jeremy and all these scamsters and you. Let me give an example. We posted a video a year and a half ago about Tattooed Chef. And he went on blast with us and said, these guys don't get it. I do my thorough research before I look at any numbers. It is currently at 6. That effing moron had the audacity to sit there and believe you have to know a company inside and out before you ever look at their financials. How's it looking for you now there, Jeremy? How about Voyager?
I think that's also interesting that he says something like that, because, no one's going to get 100% of the stock picks right. And at the end of the day, everything is down right now. Like, there's like, pick a company, even Apple's down like 17%. So you can't make it seem like everybody's not taking losses right now.
Voyager Digital is down 99% since he said to buy it. 99 effing percent. For those of you idiots out there who don't know what that means, how long does it take to recover from a 99% loss?
Today, I share with you my next 5X stock that I literally just started buying. And this stock could actually end up being way more than a 5X. I just feel like a 5X is what I'm looking for in this stock. Let me show you how many shares I own so far of the stock, okay? As of right now, I own 5,000 shares of this stock. So that's $93,000 worth right now. Cost base of $17.16 right now, okay? Now, if it took...
I can't lie, I did lose some money with that. I did cop a couple shares of that myself, just because it was crypto. And but I ain't spent that much money. I think I bought like 25 shares at like, I don't know. It was like $300.
Were to go down a bunch short term, let me be very clear, I'll buy another 5,000 shares of stock, okay? Let's talk about the bear case for this company. It can't just be about the reward potential. We have to talk about the risks. There are 4 main risks for this investment of mine here, okay? The first one is, what if a massive crypto crash happened? Where we're talking, Bitcoin falls from, it's been trading at $50,000 to $60,000 per Bitcoin recently, right? What if Bitcoin was to fall to 20,000, 10,000 or something like that and stay down there for a while? That would obviously probably hurt, crypto in the short term, but I will say, if that were to happen, it's hard for me to even believe that would happen now, because there's so much buying interest in Bitcoin. And I'm not just talking about from retail investors. I'm talking about from funds now. I'm talking about from companies. I mean, we've seen some of the biggest of the big companies just start to buy a little bit of.
And let me be clear, that hasn't changed. Like, the market is down, and people, like, even with Voyager, they're saying that Voyager was going through bankruptcy. I've got some money in Voyager, like an account that I can't withdraw or transfer. I might just do a video on that. But if I had to say how much I have as far as my crypto portfolio, I'd probably say maybe 5%. Like, we got probably like 30 in Coinbase, probably like another 30, 40 in crypto.com. So I'm just fortunate that I didn't use Celsius or Voyager, because you seen what happened to them. But I still want my money back, Voyager. We're gonna have a conversation, because the kind of money I've put in there, I will find you. And yeah. So anyways, let's continue. But I mean, you are saying, like, he's listing out the risk, right? Because like crypto in general, like, I like it because, high risk, high rewards, and I'm not putting anything in it that I wouldn't feel comfortable losing. So
Crypto recently, right? Never mind if crypto was to go down to, like, say 10,000, and I'm not talking about crypto, I'm talking about Bitcoin was to fall to 10,000, 20,000. It's hard for me to imagine that, right? And so it's possible. What if the whole Bitcoin market and the whole crypto market in general crashed? Okay, that's a bear case for this company. Obviously, that would potentially hurt the company in the short term. So I would say there's about a 10% chance that this stock drops 50% or more over the next 3 years, okay? About a 10% chance. There's about a 20% chance that the stock would still be somewhere around where it's trading at today in 3 years from now. I think there's a 70% chance this stock 5X's or more over the next 3 years, okay? And keep in mind, somebody I respect a lot believes this stock is going to 3X to 5X this year. And I'm talking from here.
On March 15th, 2021, Jeremy came out and said that he would buy Voyager Digital. It was a 5X stock. It is 27 cents today. How is that a 5X stock, you moron?
I managed to not call this guy all the names he calls other YouTubers, but...
You look real emotional. I'm not gonna lie. You looking real emotional. It's one thing, like, cause I'm not gonna lie. I do this too. Well, I haven't made a diss video on anybody in a while. I try to stay away from that when I on my dating channel. But at least if you gonna make jokes, like, you can make it funny. Like, you just calling someone names, it just seems like you're emotional to me, at least. And if it was Jeremy doing the opposite, I would kind of look at him funny, because, like, why are you so emotionally invested in this thing? Like, y'all probably never even met each other.
God, what did it have back then that made you so interested? Because of crypto? Give me a break. And for a second there, he actually looks smart. He shows a screenshot. Here's a screenshot of his purchase of Voyager Digital, and it went up a little bit. He bought 5,000 shares, and it was up a little bit at $17 and some cents per share. And he looked like a genius. And I think it says margin on there, like he bought it on margin. Guys, it is going to get ugly. He has no process. It's amazing to me that he has his business, but yet he doesn't look at stocks as a business. If you don't look at stocks as a business, you have a problem. You should not be investing in stocks then, because that is what you're buying. You're buying a business. Will I have losses? Absolutely, I will have losses. But my losses are going to be based on a process, and I will buy more. When Jeremy and these other morons lose their money and advise you to lose your money, those losses are based on nothing more than hope and prayer. And so,
but when they have losses, they also buy more. Like, Jeremy's been buying as things have been going down. Like, Voyager might come back, might not come back. If it's at 27 cents right now, I'm probably going to pick up like at least 2,000 shares. Like, because if it does come back up to 2, 3, I'm not to go too deep. That's what she said. But I don't know. We're going to keep going.
when it falls in half or 99% like Voyager Digital did today, Voyager declared bankruptcy this morning. When those things happen, you have to flee as fast as you can. When you have no...
And like I said, that I'm not like no finance expert, but like the thing about bankruptcy that's so interesting is doesn't mean that the business is going out of business. From what I did some research earlier with like Voyager, and I wish I saved the video so I could show it to you guys. But there was a young lady saying that, you are going to get your money back. You're gonna get in a percentage of stocks, like Voyager stocks, which people probably sell right out anyway. You'll get some in crypto. You'll get some, and there was like 4 things. So you are gonna get your money back. And like, take example Hertz. When people heard Hertz was going out of business, you just assumed that they were gonna close down. And it's been 2 years, and I'm still renting cars from them. So if you see me in that Tesla, just know it's rented. Moving on.
Process to buy, you have no process to sell. When my stocks go down, I reassess, and if my thesis is still the same, I buy more. You know who else does that? Warren Buffett, Howard Marks, Charlie Munger, and Seth Klarman, and all the great value investors of our time. Those are investors. These idiots on YouTube who get a camera in front of them and all of a sudden try to push all this BS on you, it gets worse. Our host, Seth, last year decided to call up and see what Jeremy Financial was all about. He called up and scheduled a meeting with those salespeople. In the meeting, we have the phone calls recorded because he said that he wanted to record the phone calls and the guy agreed to it. He said, Jeremy's guy said that Jeremy has gotten 100 to 150% returns and 15 to 20% is pretty good, but Jeremy expects to get 30 to 40% returns over the next decade. How do you make 30 or 40% returns when your stocks are down 75 and 99%? Your biggest pump and dump stocks.
He said over the next decade, and the thing, like once again, I just think it's fascinating. Like, it's like, show us what's in your portfolio since you tell us the stocks that you've bought that are up right now, because no one's really up right now. Like, and that's the thing that's so interesting. So it's kind of hard for me to take what he's saying serious because, I mean, I don't know him obviously, but I feel like everybody that was investing in holding stocks in the beginning of the year has lost money. We've all lost money. So why are you making it seem like, if he turned around and said like, all right, if Jeremy came out with a video like me, Kevin did, and said he's selling, then I can understand why you could be upset. But like, even Kathy Wood is taking a beat and like, come on.
We take this stuff seriously. We work with lawyers to make sure we're doing the right things to provide the right information to people out there.
We work with lawyers. I've got lawyer friends. And lawyers are, they lie. And anyways.
We're trying to teach a process for all you people out there who criticize us for being FUD investors. Guess what's happening now? Are my stocks down? Yes, they are down.
All right. So, wait, did he not just say, is his stocks down? Like, come on now. Like, I was just saying that.
Are they down like the market or like these other hype things? Not even close.
Prove it.
And guess what I'm doing as my stocks go down? I am buying more. What are those idiots doing? They're trying to create all this fuss around it. Like, oh, I didn't see Ukraine getting invaded by Russia. Guess what? I didn't see it either. But you know what? I factored it in. Something will occur someday that will affect stocks in a way that I have no idea how that's going to happen. That's why I buy good companies. That when that does happen, I buy more of the company.
Listen, everybody feels like the company that they're purchasing is a good company. I'm going to move on to the next video because I got like 4 of them. And he's doing nothing but just insulting and talking. Now, unless he's going to show off that portfolio, which skimming through it, investors need to recognize cycles in geopolitics. Exactly. Like, no one can see some of these things coming. So, like, I don't know. Let's see Jeremy's response though.
Howdy there, folks. I have a big beast video coming out later tonight on everything going on in the market, but I thought first I would do the response because somebody took me up on my challenge, and
I missed the video somewhere, and I couldn't find it, so we just gonna move on with this challenge.
Everybody's always wants to kind of know the scoop on the drama, so. Yeah, here's my response video to that individual that did take me up on my challenge. And now we're working out the finite details. Okay, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Oh my gosh, shoot, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I left that up. Shoot. Oh, my fault. I didn't mean to leave that up at all. 1,600% gain. I mean.
Wait, let's see. We're going to see how much it's worth now. Oh no, he did this a few days ago. It's probably still worth that much. But anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, he's always doing stuff like that. Like, there was another clip, I was gonna make a video on it, where Meet Kevin owes them money. I think it was like $20,000 for ad revenue for they, you know, they got their whole the podcast that all four of them do, Millennial Money, that they all do together. I guess they're supposed to split it, but me Kevin is in control of that money, so he owes them 20 grand, which is probably like $200 to them. I don't know, $20,000 ain't a lot.
You know, showing a value
them,
investor something like that, that's like trying to take a nun to a strip club. Like, you just don't do that, man. Like, I apologize for that, okay? Alrighty, so first off here, I didn't like the terms they gave, okay? They want to do a 10-year challenge.
What did he open his account with? What did he open his account with? 500,000? I don't know, but I know he bought Tesla when it was like real cheap. Like, I'd have to go back. I feel like it was probably like maybe at like $60, and I mean it's still up crazy, but like he was one of the first investors. It was like he's held on to it for years. So it's not like it's realized gains where he's paid taxes on it, but you know, it's obviously come down a lot. Like the profits that he had on the stock came down a lot since the beginning of the year, but it's still probably his most profitable investment.
I had suggested a 5-year challenge, okay? I do not really want to do a 10-year challenge. However, I will accept. I don't want to do a 10-year challenge, and the reason I don't is I always focus on the next 3-5 years, and 10 years is so long, like so much.
They talk real slow, so let me see if I can speed. I always speed this up when I listen. Let me know if this is too crazy.
Happened with the company. I watched Tesla go from like a bankrupt like joke company to the biggest company in the world when it comes to automobiles in a 10-year span. I watched Apple go from near bankruptcy to the most game-changing company.
I could listen to it at 1.5, 1.7, but I'll put it to 1.25 because they talk kind of slow.
Ever seen, right? In a matter of 10 years, they did that. So 10 years is a long dang time. But with that being said, I'll accept it being all the way spread out to a 10-year challenge. Okay, that's a bit out there, but that's fine. We'll do a 10-year challenge. Okay, here's what I'm suggesting, because you know I felt like they were talking about this and talking about that and just confusing things. I want to keep things as simple as possible so everybody can keep track of this. Not complicated. No trading in and out of stocks. None of that crap. You stick with your 10 stocks you have, and that's that, man. Because otherwise, I feel like the more confusing it gets, the more people can make excuses when they lose and things like that, right? So very simply, here's how it's going to be done, in my opinion. That's how I want it done. I want it done in an Excel spreadsheet. Simple. And Mr. Ohio State, I know you know how to do an Excel spreadsheet. They teach that there, right? So just put it all in an Excel spreadsheet. We're going to pick our 10 stocks, okay? So here's going to be your stocks. The gains and losses. Also, if you want to have a category for dividends, that can be fine because I know some of your stocks are going to pay dividends. Maybe one of mine pays a dividend as well, okay? So we can factor that all into the total return. And then everybody can access that. They don't need any password or anything like that. So it's going to be linked in every single person's video on my channel and your channel, okay? And every single person that watches the videos that wants to keep track of it can click on that and access it whenever they want. And
sounds like full transparency to me. Sounds good to me.
This spreadsheet should almost never be touched. And then my stocks are going to be over here, my gains and losses, any dividends, the total return overall. And then if we want to add also the S&P 500 and VT and QQQ and the Dow and the Russell and a bunch of others, we can add those as well on the side so we can see how we stack up against those as well. That's perfectly fine, okay? So simple, not...
So it could look something like, let me see. Tom Nash, he made this, you know, good dude, solid guy. He made his what's the name portfolio private, but I had actually kept it before. I could just do this. So here's a look at something that I thought would be cool if it looked like this. Now this is only available on his Patreon, which I'm too cheap to obviously become a member of, but I still have this, which is basically, so these are the stocks that he has invested in and the return since 45, 48%, Google, the S&Ps 3%. So something like this I was thinking would look cool on like if like Jeremy and this other guy, whatever his name is, did something like this so we could see and you could just judge based off the percentage wise who's up. So these are like all of the, and the sad part about it is was most of these in the beginning of the year were in the green, right? And now everything is like, his portfolio is crushed. So last time I checked this, when I checked it in the beginning of the year, probably earlier than that, he was up like 15%. But as you can see, most of his positions are down right here. Let me see, can I zoom in? Oh, yeah, 60. He's lost about 68% of everything. And Tom's a really smart guy as well. So like, it is what it is, you know? So we keep going.
not confusing. Everybody can access it very easily. They can see all the numbers. I want this to be public as possible. And so having a link in the description that everybody can click on and boom, it's all there. That's easy, okay? Next up, the only reason that spreadsheet should ever be altered, and you guys can control that, I'm perfectly fine with that, okay? Because if you ever mess with that baby, I'm gonna call you out on it, okay? The only reason that spreadsheet should ever be altered is if somebody's company gets bought out. Then that person would take the gain or loss in the total return. You'd have to write in the description, so-and-so's company got bought out in year 3. They took a loss of this on it, or they took a gain of this on it. They replace that stock with this, okay? Because obviously it's pretty unfair if somebody's company gets bought out and then they don't get to pick a new company, because obviously if you get a company bought out, and I've been part of several of those stocks before that ended up getting bought out, obviously you put that money into the next stock, right? So you should get to pick a replacement stock. So let's say, for instance, Mr. Ohio State, you know, this looks like your type of stock, Kraft Heinz, you know, down 54% over the past 5 years. This is right up your alley. And so, let's say your Kraft Heinz.
And I'm trying not to be biased, but that's kind of funny. Like, run it back again. That was kind of funny.
Replacement stock. So let's say, for instance, Mr. Ohio State, you know, this looks like your type of stock, Kraft Heinz, you know, down 54% over the past 5 years. This is right up your alley. And so
this is right up your alley part. That's what's funny.
You know, let's say your Kraft Heinz ends up getting bought out by, I don't know, Unilever or whoever. Then it's a situation where, you know, you could then take your gain or loss on that stock and then go ahead and replace it with a new stock. And so that's the only reason that spreadsheet should ever.
I want to say Warren Buffett owns part of Kraft Heinz too. I could be wrong, but I think he does.
Be altered. Outside of that, no one should ever touch that.
People be talking about Warren Buffett like he don't be taking losses as well. Buffett took forever to buy into Apple, and like, I don't know. With that kind of money, I would just always throw a little something in it.
Numbers are the numbers. There's no dollar cost averaging. There's no trading in and out of stocks. It's plain, simple, easy, no excuses, none of that, okay? Now, in terms of dollar amounts, I want to do $300,000 over the 10 years. $300,000 represents the amount of money I lost in Voyager stock, which is the whole reason we're even talking about this competition now, right? So $300,000 goes to charity, $30,000 after every single year, okay? Whoever's winning the competition doesn't have to pay it. That person decides what charity the losing person has to pay the money to, essentially, okay? So the winner gets to pick where the $30,000.
I don't like how that sounds, because when you think about it, say, you know, he wins the first year, Jeremy wins the first year, then the other guy comes back and wins the second year. Y'all could be just pretty much trading. Well, I mean, charities would still get $30,000 regardless. So never mind. That actually makes sense. But bare minimum, even if he won 5 years, he won the other 5 years, they'd both donate $150,000. I mean, charity wins regardless, I guess.
Is given, and once again, whoever's leading the competition at that point, after year 1, after year 2, after year 3, after year 4, they're the one that picks where the other person puts their money. Okay, so you know, I got some charities for you ready. Okay,
donate it to the Confidence Creator Fund. I got a charity pick right.
Next up here, as long as the YouTube channels are active, here's the catch: as long as the YouTube channels are active, the losing party must do a video called "Why I Lost to Jeremy This Year." Okay. And if you are winning that year, which is likely not going to happen, but if that is happening, I'll do a video as well. Why I lost to so-and-so this year. In that video, they got to go through why they think they're losing the competition at that point, right? They also have to show proof in that video that the $30,000 was given to the charity that year. As simple as that, okay? So that is my response to the challenge. And it's simple, it's easy, it's not complicated, there's no excuses built in. Everybody can access it, everything's public, doing a once-a-year public video, acknowledging who lost, right, in that year, showing proof that $30,000 was given to charity and what charity was chosen. And that's it, man. That's it. I want to say one last thing, okay? Listen, Mr. P, I would just consider maybe backing out. Okay, I'm just going to say that. I would just consider backing out of this. Because once you accept this, there's no going back, okay? There's no going back. So I would just consider to maybe back out, make up an excuse and say, you know what, I don't want to do it because of this or that. I would just consider that, okay? Because this is going to be in every single video moving forward. It's going to be a lot of money to charity. And on top of that, everybody's going to get to see exactly how this plays out. So I would just consider maybe making up an excuse and be like, I don't want to do it or something like that. Because once you accept, there's no turning back, man. There's no turning back. You're on the space flight at that point. Okay? Just going to say that.
And he responded.
So guys, Jeremy didn't call us out specifically and name us, but obviously he was responding to us. First off, I would like to say, I give kudos to Jeremy for not backing down like the other ones and not hiding in a corner and ignoring us. He came out, he responded very quickly, which I loved. Now, a few clarifications. One, I don't have losses right now. I'm actually up this year. If Jeremy wants to have an auditor...
Prove it. Let's see, man. It's so easy. We know y'all rich. We know y'all all got money. know y'all all in these high like luxury areas where nobody can probably get to you. Ain't nobody gonna rob you. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna rob you. So let us just see what you got. It's all investments anyway. Ain't like you can pull money out. Take you like with TD Ameritrade, it take them like damn near 10 days for me to get my money back. So yeah.
Come in and audit my books. 1,000,000% allowed to do it. Let's go do it. You might sit there and say, well, Paul, why don't you say it? Well, he's also already calling me a liar. So whatever I say, he's going to say, no, you're lying. So hire an auditor. I'm fine with that. Come audit my books. I'll show you my accounts. They'll say, yeah, this guy is up big time this year.
What? That this is the opposite of transparency. There's no transparency here.
2, I'm not hiding any losses. Do I have stocks that are down? Absolutely. I'm not hiding anything, guys. The only thing I do not discuss is things our lawyers, because we have this community that we charge on software, says, listen, you cannot do certain things. And I'm going to honor the lawyers. By the way, who are those lawyers? A firm called Jones Day. For anybody out there who knows what Jones Day is, they're one of the top law firms, not in the country, in the world. And they have advised us on certain things. I'm going to listen to lawyers. But I have no problem with an
Bruh, you made this challenge and now you talking about your lawyer said you can't. We gotta just take your word for it, the lawyer's word for it. Come on now.
auditor coming in and saying, yep, this guy, he's actually saying what he's saying. He is up this year on his investments. 3, in the video, I specifically talked about a 10-year challenge that I've offered out there, and Jeremy did not respond specifically. He did say, I want to challenge him a 1, 3, and 5-year challenge. Challenge accepted. I'm going to go a step further, guys. No real investor. If anybody was a real investor, nobody would ever agree to a 1-year challenge. But I'm going to do something better. I'm going to do a 10-year challenge. $1 million. $1 million, Jeremy. The winner gets $1 million to the charity of their choice. You decide if you're in or not. But here's what we're going to do. Whoever's winning after 1 year gets 50 G's. 3 years, 100 G's. 5 years, 200 G's. This honors everything you do. 10 years, $650,000. Here are the rules. We put it in some sort of big brokerage. E-Trade, Charles Schwab, Fidelity. They get on board, and I'm sure they will, that at the end of every year, they announce the returns. That's it. You have to pay the taxes out of your own pocket. No money coming out of the account, no money going into the account. But you can invest in anything you want. This is my challenge, $1 million. And here's the other thing.
Bro, talk like a scammer. I'm not even gonna hold you. And I'm about to unsubscribe after this is over too. And this is not me taking Jeremy's side. This is me just calling it how I see it. Like, what? Like, where's this transparency at? Like, what are you talking about? $50,000 first year, 3 years, $100,000. Like, you are the little homie right now, based off of the views that I saw on your channel before you started talking about this. And obviously your channel's bigger than mine, so like, I'm not trying to come for you. I don't want no beef. But your channel is smaller. That would be like me. Like, if I want to collab or do something with a channel that's bigger than mine and they're going to issue these rules, I'm either going to accept it or not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not about to try to, like, no one knew. I didn't know who you were. A lot of people didn't know who you were until you made this video. So
I'm going to give Jeremy a little bit of an advantage over me. Jeremy, you can either choose for yourself to invest only in the S&P 500 or force me to only invest in the S&P 500. Here's how cocky I'm being. 1, I will beat the S&P 500 over the next 10 years. 2, you will not
everybody beats the S&P 500
over the next 10 years. Both of those things are going to happen. So you can either force me to take the S&P, which will keep my returns down, or you can take the S&P again.
Wait, time out. That doesn't make sense either. Why would you agree to a challenge where someone can make you take the S&P and your returns are less? That doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you want to make more money? Like, the challenge that Jeremy had was the person who makes the most money wins. Why would you go about it by saying like, nah, let's not make more money? Like, that's stupid.
Me and make your returns higher. January 1st, 2023, it starts. Every year, you must pay up. Another caveat. At any point whatsoever, Jeremy, you can buy out this whole entire thing for $250,000. So if I'm crushing you in year 3, 4, and 5, 250 grand, you can get out. I will gladly let you out. But this is about investing. If your strategy works in the long run, like you said on the call to our guy, you said, I'm going to make 30 or 40% a year over the next 10 years. Great. You should have no problem taking this challenge. Bring it on, baby. I've brought this up to so many people. Nobody's taking me up on it. $1 million. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm ready to $1 million. If you're serious about you beating me, let's go.
I'd love to see if he has $1 million, to be honest with you. He sounds like a snake oil salesman. Like, I'm pretty sure he probably got more money than me. damn sure do. But this just seemed like it's just the way he talk and the way he moving. He kind of reminds me of a car salesman.
Let's do it. Now, are we going to have to negotiate a few other things? Yeah, you have to invest in your style. You can't suddenly become a value investor. I want you to invest in your hype BS stocks. And guess what? I will not invest in hype stocks that are selling at nosebleed valuations. I'll stick to my boring ass loser value plays. Gladly. Or you can force me to take the S&P 500, or you can take the S&P 500. End of every year, somebody at the firm we're talking to, because we're going to put a lot of money there, we're going to tell them they need to issue an official statement on what the balances in the accounts are. We have to pay the taxes outside of the account. I don't want any money leaving or entering the account. It's going to be completely clean. So if you're ready to go, let's do this. I do give you credit for responding, but I did say I was willing to do a challenge. But at 1, 3, and 5 year loan, that's useless. What matters is long term. That's what matters, kids. And if you believe that 1 year matters only,
I
you're
thought
already
Jeremy said 10 years.
lost the game. You're already out of the game. No good investor ever would ever sit there and say, yeah, 1 year decides somebody, but I'll give you money. If you beat me in the 1 year, here's $50,000 check. You got
And the thing that's so interesting about this challenge is to bet $1 million on like who it's already 10 years. Wow, he could get wiped out before then. Exactly. Right. Say you lose all your money in 10 years, then you can't pay the bet. Like, so betting every year seems like it makes more sense. And $1 million, I don't care how rich you are, is a lot of money to be betting. Like, just cause, like, because it doesn't matter how good you are, you're not really betting on yourself. I mean, you betting on the companies that you pick, but at the same time, you know, things happen, like situations happen, and that's completely out of not in your control. So
to pay this within 7 days of verified, the brokerage firm verifying the results. Got to be paid within 7 days or you're out. Now, is this too much money for you? If this is too much money for you, let me.
Brozilla, no, they not both making noise. This guy up here called him out, I want to say first, and Jeremy, he made like one more video, which is I'm gonna show after this, and after that they just kind of let it go. I mean, Jeremy let it go. The guy made like I think 2 more videos.
You know, would be a more reasonable amount of money, but it's going to be $1 million invested. If the prize is $1 million, I'm fine with that. I'm just worried you might not have $1 million in this account 10 years from now. So that's my challenge, kids. I do give Jeremy.
That is stupid. Again, how would he? You know how much money these guys make off of YouTube? I think Graham said he made like $12 million, like in a year, was it? I want to say, and then Meet Kevin made. I think they were talking about how Meet Kevin had made the most views in like a month, and which was like 40 million views at probably like a $25, $30, 1,000 view CPM. I mean, we talking millions of dollars. Like they can make $1 million easily off of the content that they produce.
Jeremy a lot of credit. He did respond, but don't try to sit there and say that I'm cowering away from returns. Baby, I am up this year. I am up this year. Do I have stocks
So prove it. That's all I need to see.
that are down? Absolutely. Will I always have stocks that are down? Absolutely. That's the great thing about value investing. It's an art, not a science. I have no problem backing it up, but I'm not going to sit there. You sit there and say, oh, he's hiding his account. I will not hide my accounts, but I want a verified auditor to come in and look at my
Bet a kidney, not a big comedy. I hope he bet his tongue because he talked too fucking much.
accounts. How many times do you hear that? You know who hated those things? Bernie off. I have no problem. Bring an auditor in from a reputable accounting firm that I can sit there and say, yeah, come on in and look at my books. It's very simple. Log into my stupid Merrill Lynch account. Done. Game over. Let's go do this.
I think I'm
Man
done
up.
with this
$1 million.
one.
Put your money where your mouth is. I'm ready to
this
go.
one-
I'll put $1 million.
All right, he talking too much.
Sorry, this is my last time I address these individuals unless they actually want to do the competition, okay? So basically, we have a situation here, okay, where Mr. Ohio State has made a lot of very big claims.
Yeah, so Brozilla, notice that the other guy's calling him by name, Jeremy, and he's not calling him by name because I don't think he really cares. Like,
And I think he's, made too many big claims. Let's just call it that, right? He says I'm a fraud. He says he can beat my performance over the coming years. He says he can also beat the S&P 500. He claims he's an ultra long-term investor. He's even talking about 10 years out, he thinks, when it comes to stocks, which is like really long-term because I'm usually thinking 3 to 5 years out. He's thinking 10 years, okay? So he makes all these bold claims, right? Calls me a fraud, says he can easily beat me, okay? So I said, okay. Cool. All fine and dandy. Let's go ahead. Let's create a competition. We each get to pick 10 stocks. Okay. Whenever the competition starts, I don't know, July 14th or August 1st, whatever, right? We all pick 10 stocks, right? And the stock price is right there. If you get any dividend yield is
yeah, he definitely clout chasing the other guy.
right there. The total return's right there. Okay?
But the thing about clout chasing that I think that's so interesting to me is like because it works. You know what I mean? Like, and I know they say all attention is good attention, and I disagree with that because, you know, look at the R. Kelly situation. Like, he going to jail. Like, certain things you don't want attention. If you're doing something wrong, like fraud or something like that, you don't want that kind of attention. But I'm pretty sure he's gained a ton of subscribers from this, and he's gained a ton of views. And I mean, I'm not going to watch him because he's a little bit too much for me, but, you know, he did gain something
Put
from
the
it.
S&P 500 also, since this individual thinks they can also not only beat me, but the S&P. We could put the Russell, we could put the NASDAQ, we could put some international funds, and everybody can see exactly the performance from that date this starts to, you know, when it ends, right? Which they want to go all the way out to 10 years. So over the years, everybody can see exactly how everybody's doing, right? This would be visible to every single person. You wouldn't have to log in. You wouldn't have to do any of that. You literally just click a button that would be linked in all videos, right? And so you get to see, here's the 10 stocks. Here's the price they were, you know, here's the price they were when the competition started. Here's the price they are today. Here's a percentage up or down. Beautiful, right? Here's a total return linked in every single video. All viewers have access. Every year, the loser does a video and shows proof that they gave $30,000 to charity that the winner essentially chose after every single year, right? And no trading in and out of stocks, because why should we be trading in and out of stocks? I'm a long-term investor, right? This person claims to be even a much longer-term investor than me, right? So we shouldn't need to like trade in and out and like, oh, this stock went up 10%, so let me sell out and now buy this stock over here. Oh, this stock went down 5% and now I'm scared, let me sell it. Like, we shouldn't need to do that, right? If you're really that good at stock picking, like, you should be able to confidently beat me and just pick 10 stocks that will beat my 10 stocks, right? Why do we need to start trading in and out of positions and getting in and out, and then how do taxes work in that, right? Now this individual, Mr. Ohio State, says, no, we're going to do it all in brokerages. We're only going to show once a year. People aren't going to have access to this. There's going to be trading in and out of these stocks. Okay, all right, Mr. Ultra Long-Term Investor. So now we got to get in and out of these positions, right? Yeah, people aren't going to have access, and we're going to show once a year. Oh yeah, this sounds great. This sounds great for the viewers that we're going to get to see this once a year. No, okay, this is horrible. Oh, and then they try to disguise this. They try to say, oh, Buffett trades in and out of stocks. Haven't you seen? You know, the moves Berkshire makes? Dude, it's not Buffett making those moves. It's Todd and Ted, who was brought over from the hedge fund many years ago. They're the ones that trade in and out of stocks. Buffett's not out there buying Apple stock and then selling a bunch, and then buying, you know, American Express and selling a bunch, and buying a bunch of Coca-Cola and selling it. Okay, Buffett doesn't do that. If anything, they have to keep under 10% for certain positions, like in the banks and things like that. So sometimes, if let's say a bank's buying back shares, and you know, Berkshire was acquiring shares and they got over 10%, they'll sell some shares to get back under that 10% for regulatory reasons. Buffett's not out there trading in and out of stocks. I'm like, geez, this guy claims he knows a lot about the market. He doesn't even literally, and then he keeps bringing up Warren Buffett's name. And I'm like, dude, you literally don't even know how Berkshire Hathaway works. Like, you don't even know who's actually making the moves. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about here, man? And so this individual is trying to change everything here, change everything. And I'm like, this could be so simple. Everybody has access. We are not changing anything. Everything stays the exact same. You see what price the stock was when the competition started, what it was over time, the percentage change. It could all be so simple. But the more I'm into this, the more I realize this person does not actually want this competition. What they want is they just wanted the views, okay? Because I was looking at prior to them bringing me up, and I'm looking at their views, and I'm like, oh my gosh, 3,000 views, 2.9K views, 4.6 thousand views. What? You know, their best video was like 20K views, and so I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, they're literally only bringing up my name just so they can get a bunch of views from this. They don't, you know, this individual doesn't want this competition. They don't want to lose to me publicly. They don't want everybody to have access to this and see.
He ain't trying to give him no fame. He blocked his name out and everything. His name is in the green, and he blocked it out so you couldn't see who he's talking about.
You know, this individual doesn't want this competition. They don't want to lose to me publicly. They don't want everybody to have access to this and see this on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis, over time. They don't want any of that, right? They want to try to add as much confusion. They want to try to add.
I would make the bet alone, the $30,000 a year bet, just to, you know, have my link in Jeremy's like description. You know what I mean? I feel like that would probably be worth. And I mean, 30 grand is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that Jeremy gets millions of views, and you could have a decent amount of people going into his description and clicking that, even if you won or even if you lost, that sounds like a win-win situation because you're tied with his channel. Like for, what do you say, 5 years? Like you could grow a subscriber count to where you're making a whole lot more money just based off of that. And like, yeah, that was actually be smart on the other guy's part, but that's, you know,
the least transparency possible, and then act like, you know, no different than this individual's like, oh yeah, you could get auditors to audit my stuff. They don't even show anything, right? It's just like, oh yeah, you could do this. And it's like, come on, man, like, come on. And so here's the deal, okay? I'm ready to do the competition. If you're not going to do the competition, then, you know, your relevancy is going to go down. That's all I'm going to say about that. You have me involved in anything on YouTube, your relevancy goes like this, as we've seen with your views, from like 2,000, 3,000 views to you get 40K, 50K views when I'm involved, right? So you're either going to do this competition and you're going to be involved with me, or you're going to back out of this competition and say, no, it has to be this way. Bottom line, we're sticking to my plan. If we're not doing my plan, then we're not doing it at all, okay? And by the way, my plan is not ideal for me because I don't even get to dollar cost average in this situation. So let's say there's a position, right? We start the competition, the stock's $160 and it goes down to 140. In real life, I would buy more shares of that, so my cost basis would go down. We can't even do that in this competition, right? Because it's supposed to be like a finite amount of money or whatever, right? And so at the end of the day, all people are going to care about is how the performance is from the time the competition started to the time the competition ended, and over time, right? They want to see that. And what's the total return? What's your total return? What's my total return? What's this S&P 500 total return? If you can beat it, then you should be able to pick these stocks, right? And not have to trade in and out and do all this stuff, right? And add all this confusion and add the least transparency possible, add the most transparency possible, make it easy for everybody, and everybody wins in that situation, right? And if you really think I'm a fraud, then you should definitely do this, mister, because then you should be able to show that, oh, I'm going to underperform the S&P 500 over the coming years, right? I mean, like literally you have to be not quite all there to not take me up on this challenge. If you really believe you're all that and I'm nothing, right? Plus you get all this relevancy by doing anything that's involved with me.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, I'm going to talk to the other two guys. Like the other two guys, I know you guys are watching this too. Talk to your boy, okay? Because I don't think he's like quite all there up in the head, okay? Like talk to the man. I think it's a little intelligent that he does this. Okay? Talk to him. That's all I'm saying. By the way, you claimed you reached out. I just checked my Instagram. I don't have anything from you guys. So I'm going to check again this weekend. Come on. Do you guys not have Instagram? Can one of you guys reach out and we'll get this competition going? Other than that, like we're done, okay? We're done. I'm sick of you guys using my name. I'm not going to bring you up anymore. I'm not going to do any more videos. You either accept it or you back down. And that's fine. Whatever it is, okay? That's the bottom line there. So let me do my impersonation, okay? Guys, Jeremy from Financial Education is a fraud. He's a clueless moron. If you don't believe that, I don't even want you watching this video. I don't even want you on my planet. You can go in a rocket with Elon Musk and his little overvalued company, and you could go to the moon, okay? Because I don't want you here. Much love as always, guys, and have a great...
That's some dry humor. That was kind of funny. Let's see who else. Oh, they keep going. Let's see.
If there's one thing I know, you do not want to mess with Paul when it comes to a big time bet like
Oh,
this.
this is his friend.
$15. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm ready to $1 million.
So to get you up to speed, Paul and I started this channel 4 years ago because we got tired of what people were saying on YouTube, specifically some of the con men out there that you've probably been listening to. And one of the biggest ones is Jeremy from Financial
The scammer came for him.
Education. He and others like him have developed large followings because they know how to get YouTube clicks. But they also claim to be financial investing gurus, which a majority of them are not.
I don't think they've ever called themselves gurus.
Now, during the last 5 years,
Look at these shorts. He got the Hoochie Daddy shorts on. I ain't gonna lie. Tesla's nice too. I don't know about this tattoo you got on your leg, bro. That looks... Is that flowers? Time out. Is that... Bruh. I wouldn't take advice from anybody who put flowers on their legs. That's just... As a man. I mean, now, you know, if you're in that community, then that's fine. You know, nothing against you. But if you're a heterosexual male and you have flowers on your leg, come on, man. Joe Biden voice.
they all looked like geniuses. Everything was going up.
Let's see. See? Showing his losses because, you know, people aren't perfect. He had 15,000 shares. Let me see how much that's
All the hype
worth now.
stocks are doing great, and majority of these guys bought a bunch of shares of Tesla and got lucky on it. Meanwhile, at Everything Money, we've been saying not to buy any of this crap for the last 5 years, and we've been relentlessly made fun of because of it. But sure enough, just like we said.
So, wait, time out. Do you really think that Tesla is gonna... If you are betting against Tesla, you're an idiot. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you, like, because Tesla is... Like, just because it's down now doesn't mean it's not gonna go back up. Like, I don't know why everybody's acting like... It's only been 6 months to this year, and people are like panicking.
It's all come crashing down.
And it might be down
really
for
bad. So this week, Paul
26
finally got
cents.
fed up. He called out Jeremy from the YouTube channel Financial Education on his BS. This guy's been coaching his followers to invest in horseshit companies for years now, and when those investments have turned south, some losing 80, almost 100%, it's time to call a spade a spade. And sadly, a lot of his followers have invested in this crap too. So the problem is, you at home are sometimes left as a bag holder when a guy like Jeremy pumps some stupid stock like Voyager and you gobble it up. And there's well-known cases that marketing teams from these horseshit companies are calling your favorite popular YouTuber and offering them $20, $30, $50,000 to do a pump and dump scam where they give them a bunch of shares, they do one video telling you how phenomenal it is, and then they dump their shares later at a great financial gain to them. And this
All right, so we're gonna continue because his video is kind of interesting, but I'm gonna call BS on that because the thing about like even my small channel, and I've said this before, I even get like emails from people trying to get me to talk about like different cryptos and stuff like that, and like I'm like, no, like at the end of the day, it's not like I couldn't use the money, but like I don't want y'all seeing me in person and wanting to beat me up because I sold you a pump and dump. Like it ain't that amount. There's not enough amount of money to where I can't go to Disney World with my kids and like have to worry about somebody punching me in the face because I sold them a pump and dump. And now on my dating channel, which has about 16,000 subscribers, I've probably ran into about 9 or 10 people that I don't know personally, like in the short year, which is probably like almost like 1 or 2 people a month, give or take. And I'm not outside all of the time. So people do recognize you. And then people from my actual life, it's probably been like over 20, 30 people from my actual life that have hit me up and they've been like, oh, I see your little videos, like I like them or whatever. So if you are a creator that does that, I mean, you got more heart than I do because I don't want to get beat up by a bunch of subscribers.
This leaves you, the trusting viewer, left as a bag holder. Jeremy was seriously trying to tell you that a plant-based burger company like Tattooed Chef was the next Tesla. Give me a freaking break.
And the thing about it, I'm not going to defend Tattoo Chef because I'm probably going to end up buying some more once I'm just still trying to see how much lower it's going to go. I know these guys dollar cost averaging, but yeah, I'm still waiting a little bit because I think things is going to fall a little bit worse. It's going to become a little bit worse. But plant-based food is becoming a thing. Like, and regardless of what people think about it, like even my parents, like I live in a black family and like I'm starting to eat health. Like our generation of people are starting to eat healthier and healthier. Like most of my friends, they don't drink soda. Like I can't remember the last time I've seen a friend like we was out and they drank soda, unless there's some liquor in it. But other than that, like usually I don't drink soda, juice, or any of that stuff. And I've been trying to eat healthier. And that's just the lifestyle that people are going to. Like people want to live longer and it's being promoted more. That's why you got companies like McDonald's that's trying to like, because people that don't eat people that do eat healthy, as that continues to grow, companies like McDonald's, Burger King, and all of these companies, they're going to have to find ways to continue to have that audience of people, of consumers, because those consumers, they're killing off their consumers, you know what I mean, with that terrible food. So I don't eat McDonald's. Like people that, but if they had like vegan options, or not, I don't want to even say vegan options, like healthy options, like how Chick-fil-A has the grilled chicken sandwich, even though it's probably not real chicken, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
I can really empathize with you guys that have lost a bunch of money. I trusted some of these
No,
guys
you
too.
can't. Give me some money.
They sound so nice. They're telling you to buy these companies based on fundamentals of profit that wasn't even there and trends looking like it's incredible. But if you've lost to 60, 78% on some of these stocks, I feel you. I was there. So if you just found us now, check out.
But they've lost it too. That's why I think it's so interesting. Look at these views. Look, 1,700 views, 4K, 2,700. I mean, you get more views than me, obviously, but like, I'm surprised Jeremy responded to this. Jeremy, you need to respond to me. That's what I'm just saying. Like, if we're gonna shoot for the fence, let me know. I bet $3,000, $3,000 a year. I can spear that.
Our past 1,600 videos, we were telling you the whole time not to buy into this stuff, and it's cool.
No one's seen them, bro. That's the problem. No one sees your videos. Like, y'all aren't really relevant. Like, and you telling people not to buy. When should we buy? That's the thing. Like, no one ever knows when's the time to buy. When's the kiss the girl? When's like no one knows. I think that was a Gary Vee quote. No one knows. So you just gotta stick your toe in and, you know, wish for the best. And when things don't work out, you gotta continue to adjust and readjust, because you don't just not continue to buy.
Cool that you're intrigued by this bet by Paul, because $1 million is a ton of money. This is how serious Paul can get. He once bet one of his friends.
Seaweed and kelp farming is worth researching, very sustainable. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna put that on my
Basically dared him to
thing
take
to
a
do.
meat cleaver and cut off his own pinky for $30,000. I'm not kidding. Get the ambulance ready, get a cooler ready for the pinky, and lop that thing off. This guy is pretty serious behind the scenes, and usually it's all in fun. So I saw Jeremy's response video about how he wants to do an Excel spreadsheet. I didn't think anything of it. And another YouTuber friend of ours, Jake Bro, who has a great channel and is an EM member, texted me last night and says, Jeremy doesn't want to play with real money. And I was like, haha, that's funny. And I said, what do you mean? He says, I think he wants to paper trade this challenge. So instead of actually putting up the $1 million in escrow, he just wants to use a balance sheet to show his buys and sells. And he conveniently wants to take the bet down to 300 grand because that's what he lost on Voyager. And some of you might be wondering, why are you guys getting into this drama? We just hate seeing normal people.
That's a good thought. 300,000 because that's what he lost on Voyager, but I don't think he still plans to lose. Like, that doesn't make sense at all. And it can be that simple to just show you, like, because I can see where they're coming from with that, where he just wants to pick the stocks and say that he bought them. But if you want to win the challenge, why not? And you really believe in these stocks, it's not like he's not an investor. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't he pick stocks that he's invested in? Just like why wouldn't y'all pick stocks that y'all believe in? Y'all did y'all research, because even if you lose, you still lose $300,000. And I don't think anyone wants to lose 300 grand. So the stocks you pick should be stocks that you trust and you feel are going to make you money. And if they're going to make you money, why wouldn't you buy the stocks?
Like
Are
you
these people
get
back
burned
again?
while these guys make money. Jeremy, all we
Jesus
really want for you to
Christ.
do is come out and say that these companies paid you an exorbitant amount of money to pump this crappy stock, while the average Joes out there were losing their asses on it. And it's not just about the Tattooed Chef, the Voyager, or all the other terrible picks you had. It's about a process moving forward for a young investor for their whole lives. The Jeremy followers slammed everything money when we did videos about Tattooed Chef and saying it wasn't gonna do what Jeremy said it was gonna do. Paul looked at that company and knew within 7 seconds that it was complete trash.
The future is unknown, yet whenever it comes to hype, we always think the future is a direct line. Oh, this is obvious. Oh, is it though? Is it? I look at it going, this company doesn't even make money.
But sure enough, Jeremy did video after video after video telling you how this was gonna take over the world. A frozen hamburger. And he scoffed when Paul said it was a $5 stock. Well, guess what? It's currently a $6 stock, and the fundamentals have hardly changed at all. And when a guy owns 40,000 shares of a stupid company, I assure you he wants you to buy more. And the funny part about all this is I tried to join Jeremy's classes. I pretended to be a normal person and got on a phone call with one of his representatives. He told me that Jeremy was expecting 30 to 40% returns every year, which is completely astronomical and would double up the greatest investors in the world. And at the time, he was getting 150% returns. They told me I needed to invest in all those growth companies, or I would just be sitting around looking at my 7% return from the market. They're trying to dupe you.
Why didn't you just play the? Why didn't you just because you didn't record it? Why didn't you just play it, like, so we could have heard it? I guess. But 30 to 40% is crazy. But I think if I wasn't right, I mean, Tom Nash, if he had bought those investments at the beginning of the year, he was up like 30%. So it's not like it's not doable. Like, if you pick good companies, long-term wise, it's doable.
And we're tired of it. In fact, let me show you some success stories from Jeremy's website of people who've already
He
lost
is
their ass on
wilding with
shitty
these
stocks.
bees.
So yeah, guys, I didn't have to look far. Here's Jeremy's website where you can get his crappy courses. And of course, there's case studies. The first one is this guy named Tyler. You got to see this. Now, look at this portfolio. Tattooed Chef, companies you've never heard of, Corsair.
You ain't never hear of Corsair Gaming? Everybody's heard of Corsair Gaming.
Okay, fine. Dropbox, this was a huge COVID thing. Planet 13 is Voyager, and of course, a bunch of Tesla. Listen to his reasoning about buying this company. If this is what they're teaching over there, listen to this.
They're pretty much going to revolutionise the way that people do real estate deals, in my opinion. I think that they're going to take the real estate space and make it 1,000 times easier to do business with property management. You're going to see emergency responders use this. Like, you're going to be able to kind of see it. And so what they do is they take a 3D twin of a space, like the room you're in. They'll take this camera, or you can even do it with your iPhone.
This sounds a lot like
you're going to take a bunch of pictures.
This sounds a lot like Tattooed Chef. The first thing they talk about is what this company is planning on doing, not what they have done or what it costs people. It's not what you buy, it's what you pay. Tyler, I feel sorry that you got duped by this and you're now a spokesperson for Jeremy. Lots of these investments have gone drastically south, so I hope you're okay after this. Jeremy.
Oh, that GGT TF is actually up 20 cents. So I'll probably look into it, but yeah.
Jeremy's process of investing is talking about these companies and what they will do in the future, and that's not a promise. That's a hope, and that's speculation. And if Jeremy wants to speculate and go against Paul for another 10 years, he's going to be out $1 million. I'm so tired of this bullshit.
He did a whole bunch of extra things. He was playing with the bees and all of that stuff. I mean, I guess pretty interesting, I guess we can call it. What was I? Oh, he accepted. Yeah, what was I gonna say? I still didn't see them. They still haven't talked about anything like they've invested in. Like they just
Already.
I could come up with a claim saying I can bet you $1 million. Don't mean I got it, and I don't got it. Let's see. He accepted. Who accepted?
Folks, somebody stepped to the plate. This is really, really darn exciting, okay? Look at this here. And by the way, I just also have received a couple messages on Instagram recently from a couple big finance YouTubers. That's
just my opinion on all of that. So, Jeremy, if there's any chance that I can get involved in this portfolio challenge with you guys, please let me know. I saw you want to do this massive $30,000 donation to a charity.
Let me turn this down because he probably got it sped up too.
Guys, I don't make that much money. Okay, I don't think that I could donate $30,000 a year if I'm losing to a charity. But if I can get involved somehow, I will. And you know what?
All right, Daniel Pronk, he's in.
Opinion.
Okay, so I've had a couple of people reach out to me. They want part of the YouTuber, let's call it finance challenge, stock challenge. Okay, so here's the deal. All right, I need everybody that actually wants in this. I need you to reach out over the next, let's call it a week or two. I need your 10 stocks. You can pick 10 stocks. You can pick ETFs. You can pick index funds. You can do a combo of whatever. You short the market. I don't care. Okay, but you're not switching. Once you pick those 10 are locked in. Okay, I'll pick my 10 as
I think I'm gonna do it, but I don't want to pick stocks. I want to pick crypto. Now I'm gonna reach out because I turned this off. I'm so stupid. Yeah. Well, he was just talking, and damn, I feel like y'all seen the other guy. Where was we at? 58 seconds. This is the other guy who bet. So we were here. So that's the other guy. $5,000. I was saying $3,000, but I have to give $5,000 to charity. I know who I'm. Oh no, they get to pick who I give it to. I'm gonna see if they're gonna do it with crypto. They're probably gonna say no, but we'll see.
All out there, exactly what price it is when the competition will start, August 1st of 2022. After every single year, every YouTuber
Treat money like children. Everything is vetted and verified before you proceed. Buyers should accept more responsibility for their actions. True. I can agree with that. That's for sure.
I'm personally losing to, I'm going to give $5,000 to charity. So if there's like 10 YouTubers doing this, and let's say I lose all 10, that's $50,000 I'll give to charity, and each YouTuber, you can let me know what money you want the charity given to, okay? And so there's literally no risk for the other YouTubers, the other big finance YouTubers. Like if you want to give money to charity, you do. If you don't, you don't have to, okay? I want as many people in this as possible that are big finance YouTubers, okay? All you got to get is minimum 10K views a video. I have another $5,000.
I ain't getting 10,000 views a video.
I'm going to give each year to charity if I underperform the S&P 500 while this competition is going on. And I think we should do it, man. I think the audience wants this. I think they love it. I don't think that the other guy's going to even, be part of this. I'll just be completely honest. And it'll be transparent. Everybody can see exactly how much the stocks are up or down from the competition start date to over time, the total return versus the market. I think this is absolutely great. So tell your other big finance YouTubers to get in on the YouTuber challenge, okay? Because there's literally nothing to lose in this. I mean, worst case scenario, you don't do as well as me, or you underperform the market or something like that. Okay, cool. Best case scenario is you beat me, and then I have to give $5,000 to charity of your choice, right? So it's like free money to charity. So there's literally, and there's basically no time even required for this. All you gotta do is send in your 10 stocks, ETFs, funds, whatever you want. And we'll roll with this. I'm excited. I think we got at least 2 or 3 other people that are ready to rock and roll, and we can start this August 1st and get going. I'm excited, man. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping everything works out and everybody gets their stocks to me and we can get the competition rolling. Once August 1st starts, that's it. There's no one else is entering this competition. That's it. Start date, end date. So much love. I can't wait. I think it's exciting. So let me know. Peace.
Oh, that's old. Yeah, he didn't say how to enter it, so I guess I got to send a DM or something like that. I'm going to see what he says, and then I got to pick 10 stocks that I like. It's kind of messed up because a lot of the stocks that I did like, that I kind of did research in, was some of the stocks that he had picked as well. But anyway, I appreciate y'all rocking with me, Brozilla especially. So that's all I got for y'all. Hit the like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out.